4, 3. Hey, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. And actually, just so you know, we are only going live so that we can get the link. So if you're, I'm going to edit all this out in the audio portion of this, but if you're seeing this because it does record live on YouTube, then you will, obviously you're seeing us, which it is live. It is going live, and there we are, both of us on YouTube right now. Yeah. So, and obviously there is a delay. So, um, let's get this live stream, which I actually have now, um, but I don't know how to. I'm going to share this live stream. Um, I'm going to video link. It's totally different than what it was when I told you earlier. Let's email this. No, I don't want to email. Forget that. I want to just send it to you. And don't worry, nobody can. I mean, if nobody's, we're not recording. I mean, we're recording just so we're open, but.
It's all good. I'm good. Hi, America.
That's right. It's so. I'm gonna send this to you now. I have the right one, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it is HTTPS backslash youtu.be backslash. Can't read. JRZ, capital J, little JRZ 200 A capital Y GSC. Oh, wonderful. So I just sent this one to you.
Okay.
Let's see what that one does. Because if that works, that's the one I'll text out to all my friends.
Let's see.
I mean, I guess I can click it too and find out. Mine still says, oh, it says open it. Because it says we're live.
It does. Oh, there you are. I see you.
Oh, so we're live. So you do have it. So can you actually send that URL? Can you copy that and send that to me in a text? Because when I do it, it comes up because iPhone or Apple cuts it into a YouTube browser link.
Okay.
So just send me what I sent you. Send me the link.
Send it back to you?
Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping it'll come as a link and not as a YouTube clip.
Let's see if it came back as a link to you.
And I need to put my headphones in because what I just do. Oh, you sent it to me.
I did.
So it doesn't work for me. But I love doing this though. It's so much fun. Let's go ahead and switch this to I want to share it. Right now, I want to share it to Twitter.
Wait, did you send it out?
I just tweeted it. So let's go ahead. And now people on Twitter are going to get on there, and then they're going to be like, well, why are you not doing your show? Okay, well, it's all right. Just relax, people. If you're looking at us right now, I apologize. I'm just, we've never gone live before like this on the Two Penny. We've done video, but never live. So leave me alone. Let's see here. There we go. Night with the Queen. I have the... There we go. I got it now.
Yeah, it's on my phone too.
Okay, just make sure you mute it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. YouTube. Now I want to share this. Now I can send you a message. Cancel. Oh, I have to name this person. Oh, Lord. But this is so much fun. No, really. info. Create new content. 'Cause like I said to Chris and Jenna downstairs, they want to watch and they want to tune in and talk on the videos and all that. Done. Okay, here we go. The tweeter. Yeah, so if you're watching on Twitter or watching right now and you don't see anything and you don't hear anything, I apologize because we're just figuring this out, so leave me alone. Here we go. I'm sending out the links to people. We are going to send this to Kim. And we're going to send this to I'm hoping that when they get the video, it doesn't play it from. I'm always playing it from right now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Actually, you
that
can,
would be a major delay.
you can see right now. Can you, if we're playing? Is it playing now?
There's a little bit of a delay.
That's fine, as long as it's not like immediate, or like as long as it's not back to the first 2 minutes, because that would be annoying.
No, yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, we're not next Gen Z or anything. We weren't born out of the vagina with a cell phone.
I was clicking pictures the whole way out. It's really weird. I get good live footage. So let me send this to Chris.
No, I wanted as far away from a vagina as I could get.
There you go. There's that, and then let me send it to Jenna, and then we're gonna get going. We're going to Jenna. Okay, so send. All right, here we go. Get back over here to where we're supposed to be. All right, we've been recording for 6 minutes and we finally got it figured out, but I'm going to go ahead and start the podcast like I normally would. So, in 5. Hey, welcome back to the Two Penny Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and as you can see, I've got my crown on, and as you can see in the other video screen, we have the Queen Bee with me. She's over there, and we have it's Halloween night when we're recording this, so we've got it's a good night to do a little dress up, and so I'm wearing my crown. For those of you that don't listen to the podcast, you would understand that I actually really am royalty. Some might lead you not to believe that, but it's true. And but I'm about 7 millionth in line for the crown, so I probably won't get it in this lifetime, and that's okay. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Glad you're here. We're streaming live to YouTube for the first time I've ever done it. I've put videos up, but I've never actually done this live. So if there's any weird stuff going on, I apologize because I really have no idea how to keep track of this. So obviously you can see there's a wonderful, beautiful person joining me, and that is Miss Sasha Mess. How are you?
Guys? What's up, guys?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that you're as good as you look. You look fantastic, by the way.
Well, I'm tucked and all put together, so yeah.
Yeah, you're looking good. Looking good. Real good. I obviously, Miss Sasha Mess is your stage name, and we're gonna go ahead and just go by that all night because, well, you know what? I mean, hey, Jay Jones happens to be my name, but it's my stage name too, so I run by it. In the world of drag, which we will get into a little more for people that don't know, you were Miss Beacon, prior Miss Beacon, also a finalist and a contestant of Miss Gay New Jersey, correct? So for those of you that might be wondering, and we're going to dive into all kinds of stuff tonight, but not all drag queens and kings are gay. Like as you can see right now, I'm a king and I'm not gay. And some people, a lot of my friends might say yet. But the truth is I'm just not. But Miss Sasha does happen to be gay. Proud. I believe so. Loud and proud, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
very loud and proud.
And
I'm to a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah, I'm loud and proud.
Yeah, I wouldn't say flashy. I mean, because some people are, you get super flashy out of it. But, with anything, whether they're supporting, whether it be, gay rights, whether it be, racial injustice or whatever it is, anything that people get, that they're passionate about, they tend to support. Some just more than others. Like people that are into sports, they wear their, teams jerseys and their uniforms, and whatever else that they, they go to the games and sit outside and drink beer and stuff. Stop playing with their tits.
I'm not used to
God.
having my tits, so I
God,
gotta
you're-
play with them.
That's I mean, I can't rub my face between them. So I mean, they're annoying. They're like they're distracting
Right,
me.
motorboating.
Them titties.
I could take one out. You
Them
could,
titas.
I could really physically take one
I
out. And be
have
like,
my
"Here you go."
I have my own, and they're nice. I have some. We also have other people in the studio tonight, which I'm not saying, but there are others here, people in the live studio audience, and I'm pretty confident they want to see my boobs. So I might go topless before the end of the show. Just stick around for that.
Oh my god. America, you don't want to see me topless.
Me either.
I promise you.
Yeah, me either. Not right now. So
Three rules: you never see a drag queen without her hair and without her makeup.
There you go. Sounds perfect. So there's a couple things on here I wanted to go over because not everyone that's listening to this might be aware of terms and, gender terms, things that you can say, things that you can't say, stuff like that. Because when, I grew up mainly, I was born in the 70s, so I grew up throughout the 80s.
Okay.
And people used to use, there are words now that, people can't use, which I'll use this for educational purposes. It's not a word that's in my normal vocabulary or vernacular if I want to sound educated. The word fag or faggot, we don't, as a society, I'm really happy that it seems that word has somewhat dissipated. I'm sure that there are still people out there that are homophobic. For those that you don't know what homophobic means, it's pretty simple. You are, for some odd reason, scared of homosexual people.
Yeah, it's our agenda to go
yes,
after,
you are attacked. I mean, I can't tell you how many people are attacking me every day.
I wake up every morning going, what straight people am I going to fuck today?
Exactly. I'm gonna attack them all. But it's, generally, it seems like, I used to hear that word quite often, especially growing up.
Yeah.
I don't hear that word in everyday conversation anymore, which I'm actually really happy about because there's not really a place for that word. I know everybody's big into titles these days and pronouns and this, that, the other, he and him and her. And it's one of those things where I'm excited to get to a place where we don't really need titles. Whether it be in relationships, whether it be as a person, whatever it is. Like if I'm dating someone, well, are we dating or are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Are we girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend? Are we sleeping together? Are we fuck buddies? Are we, whatever the case is? Are we domestic partners or whatever it is? I don't want to be. If you're commenting on YouTube, in a minute I'll be answering because I don't know how to look at it just yet because, well, like I said, I've never gone live. But anyway, hopefully at some point in time we can get to a place where we don't need terminology, where we don't need to be like, oh, well, you're gay, so you're called this, or you're queer, so you're this. So I know that they added the Q, maybe a few years back.
Every letter of the alphabet.
Yes, it's
LGBTQ ABCDEFGH IJK.
Yeah, an actual.
And I mean, not to disrespect anybody from the LGBTQ community, because I myself am from the LGBT community. But yeah, you can get a little lost in the pronouns and things like that, and what's gender norm. And I grew up in the 80s myself, where those terms those weren't terms of endearment.
Yeah.
Not that they are terms of endearment now, but it's it's a different perspective, I think, with social media. Whereas when I started doing drag, it was like it was like hidden. You had to go. You just had to be very kind of somewhat secretive about it. You didn't really want to tell people like, hey, I like to dress in women's clothing and look like your sister, and you would want to fuck me. And meanwhile, I got a full beard on. It just there's just these little nuances. I mean, RuPaul has escalated or
Absolutely.
launched drag queens into social media and, given it a different perspective, and that whole straight, gay. I actually have performed with some straight drag queens,
Yeah.
who, I mean, you always question, you're in a gay, like, any man who tells me they're straight in a gay bar, you're always going to question that being a gay man, you know. But it's one of those things that being a drag queen, it's a form of entertainment. So, there's all walks of entertainment. There's all walks of life who like to do entertainment,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know.
There's we were earlier we were talking about that for people that so some people might not know what all those letters mean. So it's it's the LGBTQ. I do have some notes over here because I don't want to get it wrong or offend anyone. Even though I actually was surprised, I did know what all the letters were. L is for lesbian. B is or G is for gay. B is for bisexual. T is for transgender. And Q is for queer. And what's funny is that when I was reading about it, the queer actually was apparently added because of the younger generation, and they use that term when describing themselves and speaking amongst themselves more than, I guess, than the adults. They're our age folks these days, people that at some point in time might have been in the closet per se, that didn't, queer or something like. Maybe when you're talking with some of your friends, you might, some of your gay friends, you might say, "Oh, girl," it's, we're, in your general conversation, you call each other girls or whatever. When you're just blabbing,
We do. We go, "Hey, girl, hey."
yeah, exactly. And I do that to people, but I do it, to everybody. But there was some terms here that I had actually I wanted to go over, and I was obviously I'm going to guess because not only are you're a teacher, correct? Or
Yeah,
a student,
yes.
yes.
By trade, believe it or not, I am a teacher and I'm in nursing school. So
Yeah.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't live like this.
Which is, yeah, that is true. And um, I've had the, I know you outside of Miss Sasha Mess,
Yes.
and which is, and I can tell you right now, absolutely lovely person outside of Sasha Mess, wonderful. But when some of these terms that I had never heard some of them I had, an abrosexual. Do you know what that is?
A what?
An abrosexual?
Abrosexual.
ABRO-sexual.
I mean, personally, and again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but we gotta. Sounds like someone who likes to do acrobats.
Which I actually would love a good gymnast or an acrobat. Personally, I mean, as a single guy, that sounds fun. I mean, a gymnast? Okay, so what it is actually, it says, an individual that has a fluid and or rapidly changing sexuality that fluctuates between different sexualities, which to me sounds like a bisexual. In some ways, you're into both, but I guess they actually go in and out of maybe how they.
Are they referring to gender, or are they referring
Exactly.
to who you're having sex with?
Exactly, and I don't know because I think that if I was gay, I'd be part of the bear community because I'm looking at it here, and
so you have your notes, so I could see that.
yeah, because I think because I'm a bigger dude. I got the broad shoulders. I don't have mega body hair, which would probably leave me out a little bit. But I like the fact that it says that they're like,
My husband would be a bear.
there you go. Similar in looks, most of them big, hairy, friendly, and affectionate, which sounds awesome to me. I love affectionate and friendly. Now, granted, big and hairy might not work for me when it comes to the ladies. Maybe it would. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had a big and hairy lady. But I'm looking for one. So if you know anybody out there, big and hairy ladies coming at me. Butch, which everybody knows what that is when it comes to the ladies, our lesbian lover friends.
I'm blessed to have a very, very close lesbian sister.
A scissor sister?
Yeah, she is. No, yeah, she's a scissor sister. She's actually, she's watching us right now.
I love it.
She is my sister.
Hello, my sister. She's my sister too.
Yeah, and she is Butch.
I love it. I have and what's
She's girly Butch.
now I have lived in Texas before.
Uh-huh.
I've lived in Las Vegas. I've lived in Colorado, California. I've lived a lot of places.
Yeah.
Lived in time in Mexico. I live in New Jersey now. We both live in New Jersey. And if, for those of you that can't tell, obviously the lighting's a little bit different. We have different brightnesses for both of us. But we are actually in the studio. My studio, we're together recording just on separate channels so that we can hopefully get the audio right. But who knows? So if you're having little issues watching, we're both here together. And I promise on Friday when I release the audio portion of this podcast with the edits, you'll have all the audio if anything skips out tonight. So big shout out to your sister. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the live channel here because I don't know if there's any. I know there's people watching. I muted it, but I can't tell if there's people talking. Got it, I guess. Okay. So, there are people there. What's up with these people? We've got, I'm not going to say names because I don't know, but actually their name's very public on here. So, somebody says I don't use pronouns, which I like that. So, Barbara, which I don't know, is Barbara your scissor sister? Barbara, I love that. And I love saying scissor sister. And I hope that no one finds that offensive because I say that to my sister who's heterosexual. I say that to my gay friends and they don't mind it at all. I'd like to be a scissor sister. I just think that when you put things together like this, it works. Whether it's dudes, whether it's ladies or guys and dudes, it goes well. It's nice. It's good to put your parts together. Anyways, so I had never really heard this term, cisgender.
Oh, cisgender.
Cisgender.
Yeah, cisgender.
Because I say scissors, but it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
That's like I think that isn't that where you don't clean, like you're like rate neutral. Like you're not boy, you're not girl, you're not.
No, believe it or not, I thought that too. But what it says is actually it refers to an individual whose gender identity aligns with the one typically associated with them
that means
at
they're
birth.
normal.
So, which I'm a normie. I'm a normie. I'm a boring norm. But I will tell you this: I have been accused. I actually went on a date when I first moved here to New Jersey. I went on a date with a girl, met online because, well, that's the only thing you can do these days. You can't go to a real bar and meet anyone, or at least I can't because I don't want to spend any time in a bar because they're going to roofie me and poke me in my little booty. But anyway, so I went on a date with a gal, and she told me, she goes, I don't know if this is going to work. I think you're gay. And I was like, what? I said, what do you mean? And as you see if the video's freezing through YouTube, I apologize. I'm sorry, but we'll do our best to edit it all up. But she thought I was gay, and the reason I asked her that is she said because nobody is that nice and doesn't try to get in my pants or make out with me if they're not gay. And I'm like, no, I don't think that that's the case. That's not really that true. I'm all for a good, cuddle makeout session, cuddle fucking, whatever. Hey, who knows? And I don't believe that there has to be, just like I don't believe there have to be pronouns and names, it doesn't have to be time frames and limits on what you want to do. I believe if you meet somebody and you're like, my God, I can't imagine not being inside of you tonight, then guess what? Get inside. Go ahead, get inside of them. Let them inside if you're that person that wants somebody inside of you. I don't care. And I think that it's, I like the cisgender, but I like your scissor sister, and I appreciate you tuning in. And that's pansexual is what she's telling. She's educating you now.
Crazy, yeah.
So listen to your sister, damn it. Drag, which we're going to talk about later, is obviously, hello, Miss Sasha Mess, drag queen, which we'll get into all that anyway. I didn't know, do they call it gas or gender-affirming surgery when someone is transitioning, when they're transgender?
The gender reassignment surgery would be like gender-affirming.
Of course.
After they transition.
Because they have it in parentheses called gas. I was wondering if you've ever heard anybody say, did you get your gas?
Yeah. I actually know a couple of transgenders.
I do too.
Yeah, and they never refer to it as that.
Yeah, I know one that lives right here on our street with us.
Yes.
And hey, I'm going to tell you right now, she's got some fantastic titties.
She does have pretty titties.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
And
I'm jealous of her titties.
I was looking online the other day. I was on Facebook and I was just clicking through stuff and I'm looking at Facebook and I'm scrolling. Maybe it was Twitter, maybe Facebook or whatever, but I saw this pillow that was shaped like a booty. And I'm kidding. I'm not joking. Like big cheeks with the crack and it was just a booty. And they said they come in both sexes, but they showed little kids laying on them, people laying on them, animals laying in it, laying in the crack, And I kind of really wanted to get one of those. I kind of wanted to get one of those pillows, but I didn't yet.
The booty pillow?
Yeah, but Christmas is coming soon. So anybody out there that wants to get me a booty pillow, I'm all for a booty pillow. Gender socialization, which is, individuals taught how they should behave instead of how they want to behave, which is probably something we're going to get into here in a little bit with how maybe you were raised. And how I was raised. Yes, and we're definitely getting into that. Gosh darn it! So because who doesn't want to get into that? There's all kinds of other things. I don't think there's anything in here that was that I was super surprised about, but I did want to make a little statement to those that are watching that are might be part of the elemental PGB LMR QBT community. I am not, and I am not all knowing, and I am not all educated. So if I say something that is not right or offensive, please feel free to educate me. You can find me on Twitter at the 2 Penny, or you can write on YouTube, and I'll make sure that I respond, because I want to be educated as much as I want to have fun. Because as much as I think it's fantastic. I think you look fucking fabulous, and you're even playing with your hair like a little. Stop it. But you did cover up the tits, thank goodness. If you guys didn't notice, you should see Sasha's camel toe when she walked in. Oh my Lord, that thing was trying to eat me. I'm just kidding. That's right. That's why we had that camera panned up, baby girl. So we were talking about earlier, because drag, which I would like to get into, and we talked about RuPaul for a second. There is a little. Have you ever heard of Maddie? Morphosis. Maddie Morphosis. No. Okay. Have you ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race?
I have.
Okay. So I'm going to read it's an article. I'm going to read it as fast as I can. I don't want to waste too much time on it. I also am going to bring up a picture while I'm doing this of Maddie Morpheus, I believe. Let's see if it comes up over on YouTube. I'm going to try. It's there. All right, wonderful. So I'm going to be talking while I'm reading this. So if you look on the screen and you're looking on YouTube, you can look over on that screen right now, and it's hard for you to see, but if you use the little mouse, you can click ignore on all those things so that you can actually see it. Just ignore, don't install, whatever. I've got too many computers running in here, and then remind me later. Just remind me later. Perfect. For those of you that are listening and watching, that is Maddie Morphosis, which might be, I wanted to say Morphosis, but I think it's just Maddie Morphosis. And here's a quick little story about this. And I thought it was great because Maddie is a straight man.
Oh, is she the first straight?
Exactly.
Straight guy on RuPaul? Okay.
So, little quick breathe through this. RuPaul is widely known for bringing over-the-top personalities and larger-than-life femininity. I can't say that word very well. RuPaul's Drag Race is no stranger to breaking barriers. Since it launched in 2009, the competition series has become a global phenomenon, giving mainstream legitimacy to a nightclub art form and transforming small-town performers, including Trixie Mattel, Bianca Del Rio, and Alyssa Edwards, into worldwide celebrities. Exactly. See, so they may not be household names, but they're about as close as you can get. Absolutely.
If you're a drag queen, you know those girls.
Absolutely. And so it says, but when the show announced last week that it had cast its first straight cisgender male drag queen, Maddie Morphosis, for its coming season in January, fans questioned whether they would be prepared for the series, which is known for making her story to make history. Some argued that having a cisgender straight man compete in the Olympics of drag would be an encroachment on a scene that is largely dominated by the LGBTQ community. One person even tweeted on the Twitter, or the Tweedle, as we like to call it, imagine being a drag queen. This is them saying this. Imagine being a drag queen, having drag as your safe space from all the straight men that come at you, that make you feel like you don't belong. And now you're going to be competing against a straight white man on a show centered on queerness.
Mm.
Somebody wrote that on Twitter. And I don't know if it's always centered around queer. I think a lot of social people in general associate drag with queer, which I understand where the basis of it. But I mean, if you think about way back in the medieval times when they were
Shakespeare.
doing Shakespearean
Yeah.
plays, men were dressing as women.
Yeah.
They had to play both characters because apparently back then they were idiots and believed that women didn't have the ability to act or perform.
True.
And they didn't want them. They wanted to make them babies, which is just ain't right. But anyway,
But if you look at the evolution of drag,
yeah.
like from the cultural standpoint, like for instance, like Pose,
Mhm.
there's a show called Pose, which really draws in the artful aspect of the drag queen aspect, where it was, genres versus it became more of a competition
Mhm.
versus like a show.
Yeah.
Like, like people were getting like paid for those aspects. And
Absolutely.
Things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but as far as like Maddie Morphosis, I mean, she definitely is pretty.
I'm amazed. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that is freaking hot.
I can definitely see though where other people like, because I do drag as a safe zone,
Uh-huh.
as a safe space type situation. So, for those people who do drag, because they, not that they're hiding behind the veil of drag, but like they're just more comfortable like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And now, it's someone encroaching in on their space or our space.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like, it's like no different right now than I guess in the Olympics when you have the transgender males that are to females competing in the female sports.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of, but there's also a lot of backlash for that.
Yeah.
And now that's a little bit, to me, that's different. And the reason being is there's an athletic competition.
True.
And there's no doubt, genetically, physically, you would know this as a nurse student and a teacher.
An unfair
Female
advantage.
and males are not created equally when it comes to
Physiology.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to just smarts and being able to see things and perception and be able to analyze and think, I mean, all that. I would say women in general are way smarter than guys, and that's just the truth of it. Because, well, at least when it comes to straight guys, because we unfortunately we think way too much with our penis. Not that gay men don't. Trust me. I've had a few of y'all come after me. Damn it.
Drag queens think with their penis too.
There you go. And they think about how like when you're getting ready. Okay, so you're getting all ready. You're getting dolled up. You're getting ready to go on stage. You guys have rehearsed. You've set your music. You are ready to perform. You've got your boobs plopped up there. You've got your titties on. You've got now. Do they call it tucking? Do you tuck in the wiener, or are you just kind of wearing super tight pants?
Honestly, it depends on the outfit that you're wearing.
Okay, I guess it also depends on the wang.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you're a gifted person,
Yeah.
you might not be able to wear certain, or you got to really get creative with the tuck and roll.
Sometimes you got to tape.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't get away with all the drag queen secrets.
No, of course, no.
There's lots of tucking and taping involved, and this is also why if you ever notice why drag queens sit a certain way,
Yeah,
it's because they don't sit on their dick.
Yeah.
So they always kind of sit off to the side, when they sit down. They sit down very gracefully and cross the leg and kind of expose the ass cheek.
Yeah.
And that's so that they don't crush their balls. But,
That's
that's
wonderful.
I mean, there's so many different genres going on.
That is so great. And it's great for so many reasons. But so when was the last time that you were in a performance? Because I know COVID shut down a lot of stuff for everybody, no matter where you were doing, what you were doing. But when's the last time you had a performance?
I was just asked to do a benefit over the summer. It was for Rescue Ridge. It was a animal fundraiser type situation at a at the farm team actually. It was the Blue Claw Stadium.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so yeah, that was like this past summer. But yeah, since the pandemic, the only way I've gotten my drag like itch out is literally just by doing it in my own home and TikToking it or YouTubing it or something like that.
Got
You
it.
know?
Don't mean to interrupt,
Yeah.
but there's people on YouTube that have a couple questions for you. If you don't mind me, I'm going to ask them to you, so
Oh,
you don't have
sure.
to read.
Sure.
Somebody writes in there, Sasha, at what age did you first start dressing? When did you first? Now, I'm not saying. Now there are some differences we need to make here. This is not cross dressing. This is not. Um, this is not transvestite. This is a drag queen. This is dressing for performance, dressing for entertainment. When did
Yeah.
you start? Now, was it because you wanted to be a drag queen, or was you were like, you know what, I like wearing women's clothes. I want to get it a little bit more because, as you've told me before, you are and I'm gonna let you describe it, but you're a bottom, correct?
Yeah, there's tops and bottoms in the gay world.
I
Like
think
they.
there's tops and bottoms in the regular world too.
Well, I mean, that's the
Some
way.
people
That's the,
can,
I
some
mean,
people
I don't
can't.
know what the. I can't speak for the straight world, but usually, usually, like there's the men. The way they refer to themselves are tops and bottoms, right?
Yeah, got it.
So your tops tend to be more masculine. Your bottoms tend to be more feminine. And it's funny when you have drag queens because a lot of them, as they're performing or they're talking to the audience, if it's a gay audience, they'll refer to themselves as tops,
Yeah,
or something like that. Bottoms tend to be a little bit more girlier in that aspect.
got it.
I guess if that's the way you want to refer to it in that sense.
I don't think that it's something that I'm going to be able to refer to because and I'm not going to like walk up and be like, "Hey, what's up, top daddy? What's up, bottom girl?"
Yeah, like
I'm not going to be doing that
no,
stuff,
no, like
because
so,
I might get in a fight. Somebody
no,
might beat
it's
me
definitely
up.
it's definitely a question that gay people ask. Like, they'll ask like, "Are you a top? Or are you a bottom?" Because it implies that honestly, it implies, are you more masculine or are you more feminine?
Got it.
Now, as far as me dressing up, I've always been on the feminine side. Um, I have 9 siblings, and 4 of us are gay. So I kind of, I always identified with girls and girly things very early on in my childhood. So like, I can remember putting on girl clothes like way, way, way before I even like really considered drag because I didn't get exposed to drag until I was about 18.
Mm-hmm.
So dressing up to me was like Halloweenish, if I can get my, hand on a wig or something like that. I think my earliest recollection would have been like 14.
Mm-hmm.
I dressed up as a girl. Very, very.
No, was it for something like Halloween?
No, well, yes and no. It was close to Halloween, but I did it as a gag.
Got it.
For my friends, and walked up and down the street to see how many cars would honk at me.
Yeah.
And a lot of cars honked at me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of perverted men out there, apparently.
Perverts. Preverts.
But yeah, that was when I got my first taste of it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, I just dribbled on myself.
That's okay. Some people, they can't take it all.
That's when I kind of wanted to do it. And then it wasn't really, like I said, until I got into about 18, I met my partner at a gay bar, and I got exposed to my first drag queen, and I was like, this is amazing. I want to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Yeah. So I mean,
I would say 14, Jenna.
14. Okay. And she also says, and third, can you show me how to contour? Your face is fab.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, I should do some YouTube and TikTok videos.
You should. And
absolutely.
oh, by the way, you do have a TikTok that is pretty popping.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I think I followed it, but I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok anymore because, well, I do, but I'm not enough to where I'm checking in on people I follow. I just kind of go to the For You page and just flip through. If something looks interesting, I look at it. If not, I just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I should probably press like a lot more than I do, but I don't. So my question is, you said that you were raised in a Catholic. You were raised Catholic. You were raised in a Catholic household.
I
Did you go through anything in the Catholic Church?
Oh yes, I received communion.
And that is why you are gay, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
that is why I am mentally challenged.
And the reason I wanted to make sure I got that is because my friend St. Joe, who is a Catholic, who's he is he doesn't believe that there's anything wrong with the priests, and I think that there is.
Well, I mean, evidence shows.
Yes.
To say that. But no, I mean, I think either my parents were smart and they pulled me out because they were like, we don't want him to be fully turned if he is heading that direction.
Mm-hmm. Fully turned, like you're
yeah,
a fucking
like,
werewolf.
I was like, yeah,
You're
my parents,
you're a teen wolf.
Yes, my parents were like, and it's funny because I was raised by my stepmom, and don't get me wrong, that's my mom. She's my mom, but I know like she would sit there and look at my father and be like, it's your genetics, it's not mine, right?
Yeah.
Because I told my parents at a very young age that I was different. And my mom would just be like, "Oh, I know, honey," and it was like I was clear, like I was like, "No, mom, I'm gay," And I swear she would probably.
She's like, "No, you really, really want some titties
yeah,
on your
right.
face."
Yeah, right. Or she was just, she would just kind of play it off, things like that. But yeah, I made communion. I did not make confirmation, because it clearly says something in the Bible, like thou shalt not lay with man the way he does with woman, or he'll be damned to hell.
You know what's funny about that is that's right.
Like,
it's right in one aspect, and I'm not going to get into religious stuff. You can't. You can't lay with a woman the way you lay with a man because the parts aren't there.
Yeah, I agree. If you're getting that,
if you're going to be that technical,
yes,
that's why I mean people can massage anything to the way that they want to interpret it.
But when I was reading it at the age I read it,
of course, like, and obviously you got the Pope sitting there. He's trying to put his holy water in your mouth, and you're like, I do like that.
Oh yeah,
but.
And it was steaming.
Exactly. Like, it's so hot. Swallowed it, all of it. So when was, obviously you said you knew from a very early age that you were, now did you know that you were gay or did you just feel different? And that's a real question,
No, I knew I was gay. Like I said, I had older siblings that were gay. So.
Did they tell you, oh, honey?
No, they didn't. I think it's like a rite of passage that every gay person, like it's like you have to know. Know deep down inside that you are. No one's going to tell you that you're gay. No one's going to tell you that you're straight. And if they do, you're going to be like, no, I'm not.
Okay.
And even when people used to tell me I was gay, I was like, no, I'm not. I dated a girl for like 3 years.
Did you, did you feel shame? Did you feel like you couldn't come out because your parents didn't want you to? You felt society, obviously in the time when we were growing up.
Yeah, that was Matthew Shepard time.
Absolutely. Wyoming, in a fence.
So that was like, I was afraid of like shit being tarred and feathered and burned alive, and meanwhile I'm sucking dick in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
no, I can't do this.
Yeah. Do me a favor, pull your mic a little closer to you. Thank you so much. That's good. And so that way I can make sure levels are good. But so you knew at an early age, but you didn't come out, like you said. Yeah, so how you dated a girl for 3 years?
I did, and I got her pregnant.
Oh my! So you actually put your penis in her vagina. That's how you get people pregnant, folks. Yes. For those of you that don't know,
yes, folks.
You lay your
it had to go in
penis just like this in the vagina.
Yeah,
that's how it happens.
So I can knock it. I've tried it.
That is true. You can
knock it.
So you actually, oh wow, this would be a good question. You have actually had a female's mouth on your penis.
Yes, we've done everything. Me and my girlfriend did everything.
And at the same time, I'm assuming you've had a man's mouth on your penis.
Absolutely.
So overall, you've had both.
I've had both.
Who's better? Who's better overall? Because I think, and this is just me, I'm thinking a guy would have to be better at giving a blowjob than a girl. And I don't care how good she is.
If I had to compare, which you're asking me to do right now, the men were better. Probably because they had more practice. Well, women have options.
I also think that
they have options.
I think that a person knows what, if I have something and I can experience it myself, I'm going to know what feels good, what doesn't feel good, or what, wow, that's amazing, or that isn't. And, because
That doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to tease the penis when you put it
Whoa.
in.
I'm not talking about biting the bastard off. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, unless you're,
Practice makes
I
perfect.
guess if you're fighting an anaconda down there and that sucker's so big that your teeth have to touch it, then you know what? Hey, you're taking that battle
Oh well,
yourself.
in the gay world, there is big is too big. There is a size limit as well as there's, you know,
Of
we don't
course.
like pinky dicks, but we don't like anaconda tripods either.
Yeah. So, I
Well,
mean,
I can't
that's,
speak for everybody,
yeah, you can't,
but
obviously. I have actually heard of some real craziness in,
it's like, did you ever hear the joke? You ever hear a gay man fart?
no, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I
No,
exactly. See, you
exactly.
know what's funny? You can tell that joke. I can't.
Why not?
Because people, it's this cancel culture that we live in. It's so
Oh my
ridiculous,
god.
and I hate it. Just like I hate people's, people's, um,
They're sensitive.
people are so caught up in themselves that they have no clue what's going on around them. And I mean that with people that are constantly on their phones. Don't worry about the fact that you were just on your phone. I don't
I was
care.
just checking our chat. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But people in general, people are addicted to their phones.
Yeah.
People are so addicted to themselves. They're self-centered. I fall prey to that as well. I worry about myself more than I worry about others on occasion. I need to be reminded of it. I try to do it to myself and give myself a daily reminder. Hey, everyone is just as important as you are.
Mm.
And I try to go by that. Some days I'm really good at it, some days I'm not. But when, when I was a kid growing up, I was also one of those kids that was riding our bikes and we're out there riding around,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody does something stupid and you're
With
like,
the playing card in your spokes so that the
yeah,
noise.
yeah, we're being cool guys, man. We're being cool dudes and we're cruising around. And, but there was those guys, um, I had gay friends growing up and I knew they were gay. They never tried to come after me. It's not like in gym class they were coming over and saying, "Hey, let me see it." Even though I was that guy that would, I liked to like in the locker room, and I probably if there was a gay guy in my locker room, he was probably like, "You're an asshole," because what I would do is, how girls when they get out of the shower they take their towels and they wrap around their bodies and they tuck it up under their
Mm-hmm.
armpits, and it goes just to where most of the towels it covers up just their little booties and their
Mm-hmm.
lady parts, their lady bits, and they walk around. Well, I was a guy and I would do that. I would put the towel up under my armpits, but that way my dick would just hang out underneath the towel and it would walk around like that. And just, I'd make sure I stood in front of people when they were sitting on the bench.
So they look up.
They look up and, oh God, why are you showing me? Well, you're a little one-eyed weasel. Well, because I wanted to. So I'm a little bit of an exhibitionist, I guess, in that aspect, but
Okay.
not I had a lovely friend who is gay. His name is Eric. He's on TikTok. I will link you up with him. He's a fantastic cook, only because him and his partner are wonderful people, just as you and your partner are. And I don't even know where Eric lives right now. I just see him on TikTok. It's kind of
Mm.
weird because you see people on TikTok and social media, you can lose track of where they're at because they can be anywhere and they seem
Well,
like
that's
they're
true.
still right there. But Eric is a gay man, and we used to like he can dance like most people wish they could when it comes to moving their body, their hips, their state, whatever. I mean that Eric can dance, and he used to, I'll never forget. He used to say, "This bitch knows what's going on," and Eric would always if there was a breakout out of a bar fight when I was DJing back in the '90s or in the 2000s. You do not want to be in the middle of a gay fight.
Oh no, we can get real violent.
Oh, these bitches are nuts.
Oh.
I'm talking shoes. I'm talking, drinks being thrown, stuff that you don't see.
Oh yeah.
Normal dudes stand there and they got to talk to each other and call each other pussies for 10 minutes before they'll throw a punch.
Oh no, we go at it.
No, the girls get after it.
Yes. We'll scratch your
You,
eyes out.
yeah, it's
I
bad.
didn't know. Yeah, I've gotten into a couple of fights. I've gotten into more fights on drag. Here's a funny story. I got a funny story for you.
I'm ready.
So, first couple of months of doing drag, um, it was an 80s night thing. So I was in like my bodysuit, but it was purple and, my hair was all feathered out and everything like this. And this really drunk dude comes over and throws a Gatorade at my partner's car.
Mm-hmm.
And I just instinctively grabbed him by the throat and just like took him down. I was just like, on what? And then all of a sudden there was like, before you knew it, the cops had been called. I don't know how, but there was like three cops. They were coming over and they're like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you okay?" And I literally just like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And they're like, they pause real quick, like you're a dude, and I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you want to press charges?" And meanwhile, like my partner, who is 6'2", 200 plus pounds, I'm 5'7", 130 pounds, you know, they're asking me if I want to press charges, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. And he's like, yeah, I think you might have culture shocked him. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. But yeah, there's been more times in drag I have fought than not. I'm more passive when I'm a boy.
Yeah.
When I'm a girl, I'm more aggressive.
Yeah. Jenna on here asks, were you afraid of coming out, or were you like, you know what, I'm 100% confident I'm doing this? Or obviously, you must have been a little afraid or a little bit
Oh, I
subconscious
was
of it because
petrified.
you dated a girl for 3 years. You got her
Mm-hmm.
pregnant.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
Petrified. No, I didn't, because the norm was that if you came out, you were a disappointment to your family.
Hmm.
That you were a degenerate. You were gonna become a drug addict or something like on the streets, and it wasn't. I just didn't want to not conform to society, so I tried so hard to fit in,
Yeah.
I guess you would say. Until it was funny until a gay guy. He was a senior in high school, and he knew I was gay.
Yeah.
I totally denied it, but he knew I was gay. And he said to me, he said, "I just one piece of advice I want to give you." And I looked at him and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "This is temporary. This is all temporary." He's like, "There's a whole other world out there that you don't even know."
Yeah.
And I mean, I wish I could thank this. Since his name is John, I wish I could thank him for saying that, because he was so right. Because after I dropped out of high school, because high school people are assholes.
Immaturity
Oh my
brings
gosh,
a lot of
I can't tell you
ignorance.
how many times I was called faggot, pushed into lockers,
Of course.
cigarettes flicked at me. I mean, you would be surprised that I was not America's Most Wanted for like being a serial killer.
Yeah.
Um, I think I let some of that out by being like this. Um, but yeah, he kind of just said there's a whole other world, and then when I got out into Asbury, which is
I lived in Asbury when I first moved here.
yeah, which is
It
the
was an eye-opening
town.
experience, and I was very
Right.
thankful for the
The
experience.
sweetest berry is the Asbury.
Yeah.
Um, my eyes was like, I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I got to do this. So yeah, it wasn't as easy as it is, I think, for some of the younger generations. Because I mean, like, I have nieces and nephews, and I mean, I have a niece who's dating a transgender,
Uh-huh.
and they're 15 years old, and it's just like whatever,
Got it.
and someone from my generation is like, okay, I need the stats. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? What do you consider yourself? What is going on? What is this? And she's
Mhm.
just like, that's my boyfriend, uncle,
Got it.
Uncle Aunt Sasha.
Yeah. There you go. Uncle, Aunt, baby, Sasha. So it's and Jenna also says, don't forget to hug your neighbor. I really don't know what that means. But anyway, maybe that's a nice thing to say. Oh, okay, got it. So another thing I wanted to ask you was this: social norms have changed so much since we were kids, which we both agree I'm thankful for. Um, do you find that being able to be a little more, so maybe 20 years ago, you and your partner might not have gone out to dinner and held hands and kissed each other if you felt like it, or sat there and ordered together or had shared a drink or whatever the case is. Now, if it happens, I feel like while it still may gather some attention, somebody might be like, oh, hey. But actually, I think that gathers attention no matter who's doing it. Personally, I notice if it, straight people are doing it, gay people are doing it, whoever's doing it, I don't care. But I mean, only I think that's because I notice it and I appreciate it. But like, do you think it's how much further do you think we're going to end up as like alien, sexless, nameless, termless society to where like we're all like everybody has the same parts and like there's no such thing
We're
as
gonna put
gay.
little
Everybody,
halos on our heads and fuck each other.
yeah,
Don't.
yeah. It's just gonna be like no, we don't even have to. No longer there won't be any
Just be like,
pleasure anymore.
Guess what I
Like
just said?
boom,
Oh,
I just fucked you. Yeah,
right? Boom, you've been fucked.
and ooh, that was nice, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Can I just share something with you? It's been the best night of my life. I just fucked you. No. It is one of those things that I mean, I was, my partner was, or my husband is, when we were first together, I mean, 20 years ago, we're going on 20 plus years.
Yeah.
He did things that not threw me off, but like, he had like flowers on the table for dinner one time for Valentine's Day.
Love that.
Yeah, in a public restaurant. It was in a gay area, but yet there were a whole bunch of straight people. So he tended to break barriers in that aspect.
So set this for me up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this.
Yeah.
So how did you meet your partner, if you don't mind telling me? In a club, you said, right?
Funny story. He was a bartender.
Slinging those drinks. So he had a lot of ass
no,
thrown at
actually,
him.
he came up to me. He was like, "Do you like coming here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Why advise you stop drinking?" And because I was under 21, and I was just like, "Ew," like total like buzzkill. But I mean, when I first saw him, I actually did say it. I was like, "That is the person I'm gonna be with."
Yeah.
And he well, first off, like, I tried to find his number and no one would give it to me. I don't know if he personally was just like, everyone he knew, he was just like, don't give my number out. But people were very just like, didn't want me to have his number.
Yeah.
And some ways, I figured out how to get his attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like taking off half my clothes on a box. So I was just like whipping my clothes off one time, like dancing. I was just whipping them off, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do in gay bars. We just whip them off.
I don't know what happens in the gay bars, but I can tell you this. I know
we tend
the
to
ones
rip
I've
our
been in.
Like we tend to rip our clothes off.
I've DJed in many clubs, not bars, gay clubs that on Pride nights, on a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, and like people were, honestly, it was crazy because people were tipping me. I wasn't even dancing. Like I wasn't employed by this establishment, but people were tipping me, and it was I threw my shirt and I didn't realize where I threw it.
Yeah. And
apparently he picked it up and he knew I was interested in him, but just based on people I was talking to and things like that.
Of course.
And he came up to me and he gave me my shirt and he was like, "I advise you don't throw your shirt, because you're gonna get perverts."
So that's how you met. But now you got his attention.
Yeah.
And do you go to him and say, "Hey, can I have your number?" Or does he like give it to you?
No.
Or do you just be like, "Yo, can I take you in the bathroom and suck your cock?"
No,
or do you touch his butt?
I wanted to do the last thing you said.
Touch his butt?
No, take him to the bathroom and suck his cock.
Okay.
Suck his cock. But he slipped his number into the pocket of my shirt when he gave it back to me.
Again, a romantic gesture.
Yeah.
So you would say he's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to take this back before your partner, before your husband. What was it like the first time you ever grabbed a hold of someone else's penis? And, was it curiosity? Was it instant arousal? Was it like, oh my God, now I have to do something with it? Did you jerk it? Did you kiss it? Did you, spit on it and slap it around? What was the first, what was that like? Because I remember my first sexual experience that was of significance. There's always the first kiss. And I think probably my first kiss was on a playground when girls were chasing me around because I was like super cute. I think.
Honestly, I don't.
And don't say you don't remember the first penis touch.
Oh, I do remember the first penis touching.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't.
Was it with somebody you were comfortable with and you knew really well?
Well, I knew them. We were friends. It was kind of like a spur of the moment type situation.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, I grew up with two older siblings that were gay, and they
That's
were open
right.
about it. So I kind of already identified with it. So I was, I was definitely manipulating the situation,
Uh huh.
to get what I wanted out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in the woods.
In the
It was in the
woods.
woods.
Oh, that's a scary. That's like a
Yeah, it was
horror
in the
movie.
woods. Yeah,
You were out there
definitely.
slanging the wang.
Yeah,
Um,
like we did bonfires.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it
Um,
was at the bonfire pit.
did did you
Jewish
actually
Danny.
what you remember the
Oh
name?
yeah.
Wonderful. Because me, I remember the first girl that. Anyway, I'm not gonna share names because I have a feeling they actually listen to this, or this would get to them, and I'm not trying to put them out. Um, so, have you found that as when you're at school,
Mm.
or maybe people don't, obviously, um, if I was to say, and I'm talking in generalities here, if I was to see your husband, unless someone told me he was gay or that he told me he was gay, I don't have gaydar, I would not know. I would think just an average guy that, you know, handsome dude, nice guy that's just out there, I wouldn't know the difference. Not that it would matter, but I wouldn't know the difference. But I will say this. When someone meets you and you're in your normal day-to-day activities, I would consider you to be more of a feminine male. Your characteristics are a little more feministic. Maybe that's also the way you carry yourself and the way you present yourself.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. Do you find that, do you get women that hit on you before they know that you're, I
Yeah,
swing on
I've
this,
had
we play on the
women.
same team, honey.
Yeah, I've had women. I have had women. I don't want to say hit on me, but approach me in an attractive manner,
Got it?
or say to me that they were attracted to me, but once they found out I was gay, they had no idea. And I'm like, have you ever had a conversation with me?
Yeah.
You know, um, that I mean, I find it hard to believe to myself that you don't know that I'm I'm gay. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I like shake your hand like, hi, hi, my name is Sasha. I like to suck dick. Um, but it is. It's.
You know what? I
Yeah, but you
need
see
more
how it
people
just
in my life.
rolls right
But
off the
listen,
tongue.
but there's so
My name is
many
Sasha.
things out there. Excuse me, but there are so many things out there that I wish it was like that. I've told, I don't know if I told you or if I told other people, but there are just blowjobs are the best gifts in the world. There's not a gift quite like a blowjob. As a heterosexual male I've only had one or two in my life. I'm not a slut. I've only had one or two blowjobs. That's a lie.
I was gonna say,
I apologize.
OMG.
My penis has crossed a few lips. I'm not shy to say it, and that's okay. But there are varying levels of, and maybe I need to have a podcast and get your husband on here to ask, because you are the giver of the blowjobs. I'm assuming, not that you don't receive, because a 69 is wonderful for all of us, but
It's mutual benefit there, sir.
absolutely. My goodness. When your head and face and hands are all down there, there's so much to play with. There's a wide world of things, an amusement park of activities that can be done in a 69, let me tell you.
You ever see Birdcage? You ever see the movie
Yes,
Birdcage?
yes,
and
yes,
Nathan
yes.
Lane?
Yes.
Well, there is one little difference. Not too little.
Exactly. But it's, there's we're coming up on Thanksgiving next month, a veritable cornucopia of gifts below the belt. And that goes for male and female, but a lot of the anatomy is right in that same area, obviously. And a 69 is a wonderful place for people to get to know each other, because you're getting in touch with them. Anyway, there's varying levels of awesomeness. I got a question for you. What do you think, as a gay man who has had one or two penises in his mouth in his lifetime, what do you think the average time is from start to climax for like if you were like let's say, and I know you're married and I'm not insinuating that you would ever suck somebody else's dick, only your husband's, okay? But let's take it back to pre-husband days, or let's take it out and let's just fantasize here for a minute. Get with me. We're in la la land. We don't have husbands and we don't have girlfriends and wives and all these different things,
Okay.
which I don't. So I mean, I don't have girlfriend or wives. So ladies, if you're looking, I'm available. I'll wear my hoodie for you so that you can't see all my. I'll even get rid of the gray beard. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. Gray's sexy. Fuck. Anyway, enough about me. We're going back. Single Sasha. You're hunting your prey in the woods. You found a nice sized cock, not too big, not too small. We have found the cock. You have got the cock ready for entrance into your oral cavity. How long? If let's say this person's like a normal, they don't have like this extremely crazy stamina, and they're not a virgin.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I can get you in 3
Can I
minutes.
tell you this right now? The live studio audience in here right now are shaking their fucking heads.
They can shake all they want. They can shake all they want.
I mean,
I got 2 hands and a mouth. That's all I need.
I'm telling you right now.
That's all I
I'm
need.
thinking 3 minutes.
5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes max.
3 to 5 minutes max from entrance into your. Now, is that you teasing it, or is that you like getting? God, you are getting
Yeah,
after
that's
We
going
are-
home run.
balls are in there.
Balls
There's
deep.
fingers in the ass. There is
Balls
like
deep.
your shovel
Yeah.
shaft. You're like
No
cleaning-
gag reflex, double shaft in it.
yeah. This action.
Absolutely. Like bouncing against my
I don't know what this
chin.
is. This is like Indian rope burn, but I think that would be feeling good. But definitely there's the action you need.
I mean, straight guys get off on the whole fisting a chick. I mean, like, yeah, fist that bitch.
God damn, no,
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 you don't?
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
If I could fit my whole hand in there,
Like, seriously?
there's no. I'm not. No. No. And I mean, no.
Like,
I'm
no.
trying to think if there's ever been a situation where I'm like, yo, if I could just get my fist in this. No, I don't want to put my fist in it. I don't want to put my leg in it either. No. I mean, I did have a girl once tell me she wanted me to put my toes in her.
Oh,
God. Do you want me to go work out first?
That is one thing, like, feet, God. Don't ever. I had a guy ask me to jerk him off with my feet one time.
Oh yeah, the foot
And
job.
I'm like, I can't do feet.
Yeah, that's weird.
Can't do feet.
You know what? I mean, just let me put my hands on it.
Yeah.
I'll get over it quicker.
No, yeah. Let me
I
feel it pulsate.
what?
Let me feel it pulsate.
Yeah. You want to feel the goods if you're doing it. If you're into that, you want to feel it. It's now that you obviously are are you going now that are you going to go back into performing more if you can, or is it something that you do it just as a hobby when it's available, or is it something that you enjoy to do it?
No, I enjoy doing it.
What's your show like? Is it more? I mean, I'm not giving away secrets, but you told me that there's a lot of lip syncing because we're entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
but
as a drag queen, like I said, it's rare to find a drag queen who like literally sings her songs, dances, and does all of that and shit like that. I mean, RuPaul.
read your comments.
Read my comments. All right, let me read my comments.
I'm not reading that one out loud because I have to be the judge. I'd have to be the judge, and I don't think either one of your husbands are going to allow this for me to get a blowjob from all of you.
I can't even see. I can't see the comments.
Okay, so somebody, and we're not going to say the name, says, I'll challenge you for 2.5. Somebody thinks they can do it in 2.5. They can beat you.
You can beat me in 2.5? Ooh, okay. Well, I have 4 tongue rings.
That's true. So yeah, we're going to move on past that because I think I'd have to be the judge. And I love you both the same, and I don't want to get a blowjob. I don't want a blowjob from either one of you. But
no, yeah. So like drag queens, we
singing, a lot of
we
dancing.
tend to we pick our music, whatever our music is, and then we gotta practice it. Lip syncing is honestly it's just like singing without vocalizing the words, but you still have to get the breathing down correctly. so that when you're taking a breath in, that your neck and your vocal
Everything
cords,
looks right.
yeah, everything kind of sets in
No, I
line
agree.
with
I
the
mean,
music.
you don't want to be sitting there. Somebody's, if it's
Yeah, when it's
there's
off, like when it looks off, and I mean, like, I mean, if anybody's ever been to a drag show and you've ever seen a drag queen performing and their lips are not matching up with the
yeah,
music,
it's
you're
bad.
like, I'll take more of this vodka and tonic, please. Versus paying attention to the show or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, that doesn't work. So when what's the best? Where's the best place if you want to go see a really good drag show out that around here?
Around here,
Yeah, we live on the shore. We live on the Jersey
yeah, we
Shore. If
live on
anybody's
Jersey
wondering,
Shore.
we're on the Jersey Shore.
So well, what's near and dear to me is Georgie's Tavern on Fifth Avenue. That's actually where I kind of got my start being a drag queen, um, with Lady Marissa and Seymour Cox. Right. Those are two good girls. Lady Marissa actually performs now down in Florida, in Miami. If you're ever down there, look for her. And Seymour Cox is performing in Paradise, which is the other bar in Asbury, which are two like mainstays for drag queens in this general area. And then I mean they have one down in Atlantic City, and then you're moving more towards like New York.
Yeah.
We're so close to New York. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Is RuPaul the most famous drag queen in the world?
Oh no, honey, you got RuPaul.
No, I'm saying who's the number one?
Number one. Well, I mean, I guess so. I mean, if you had to put it up there, well, let me put it this way: RuPaul started with Lady Bunny, Head of Lettuce. There was a couple other drag queens in the New York area that she kind of came about in like the 80s and the 90s. But she's the one who really catapulted herself into stardom because she did the radios and like she just took her drag to another level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that like she is the queen bee. She's the Beyonce.
So if you see a drag queen in gear, like right now, you are Miss Sasha Mess.
Yeah.
Would I use female? Is
I
that
prefer-
even wrong? Do I call you her?
Yeah,
girl?
I prefer female pronouns
Okay.
when if I'm in drag, I prefer the female pronouns.
Of course.
I prefer to be called by my name.
Of course.
I'm playing a part. I'm giving an illusion.
That being said, when you're getting dressed, you're getting all done up and you're getting ready, and like I've said 100 times, you look fantastic. And I know you did it quickly for this show, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Because I know it's not just a light undertaking. So it's when let's say you just start. I don't know if you do your makeup first or you plan your outfit first. I guess you probably do all of it. There's a certain
stages.
There's a stage to it, staging. Do you start feeling like you're becoming kind of like a womanly, like feminine? Do you feel like I'm becoming a woman?
Yeah, it's like Wonder Twins activate.
Okay, so I mean, you feel that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is it empowering?
Oh yeah, like Christopher Reeves turns into Superman. Absolutely, this is like putting on my cape.
Got it. So
That's
I'm wondering
100%.
when you're so
I start dancing.
when I get it. No, I mean it's like you put on the costume.
Absolutely.
When guys, I remember in high school, I put on the uniform and I feel like
like before a football game.
I'm ready to
like,
go.
Yeah, like you're
you know,
rallying.
it's like when I put on a condom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And when I put on my crown, it proves that I'm the king.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when you're getting dressed up and you're feeling empowered and sexy and beautiful, because you are married, you're to a gay man who's your husband. He obviously, knows who Sasha Mess is on the real. Does he find Sasha Mess attractive? I would like to know, has Sasha Mess ever had sex with so-and-so's husband? Or is that too much? If you don't want to share, don't. Because like I said, there may be things I ask and say that are not proper, and I know people are going to educate me on.
We'll say yes and no.
Okay.
We'll say yes and no. Because I personally do not like to... I don't like to be sexually...
Role play as a female.
Yeah, I do not like to
I
role
totally
play as a
get that.
female.
I guess the better question would be, does he find Sasha Mess attractive?
He does. He
Okay.
finds her attractive in the entertainment role,
Got it.
but he doesn't. He likes men, so
Of course.
that's what he likes.
Got it.
So I mean, he likes the camaraderie and the personality, and he likes the persona, but it's not something that he can like. He doesn't get off on it.
And he's also very loving and supportive,
Absolutely, 100%.
which I can tell.
100%.
And I honestly didn't know that side of it,
Mm.
of y'all's relationship, and I still don't. I'm not involved in you guys' personal relationship. We've
Yeah.
never gone and had pizza or dinner, which we should, because I'm kind of pissed that you guys never asked me to. We've had many conversations
Well,
on
we do
our.
own a pizzeria,
Yes, I
so
know.
you're
You
more
guys
than
are
welcome to have
wonderful and
pizza.
amazing. But I mean, we've had a lot of conversations, but we've never gone and had dinner
Mm.
together, which we should. Dinner and drinks is fun and amazing and all that good stuff. But I think that's wonderful that you have a good support system, because as a youth, obviously you didn't. You said you didn't.
Yeah. I
And unfortunately, that's because the Pope, he made sure that all his Catholic priests knew that they were supposed to go out and punish all the young boys.
My sister, though, my scissor sister was a big supporter of me.
Your scissor sister?
Absolutely. She would help me out with all my shows. She would, make sure my makeup looks good, and all
So-
of that. It was funny because I was managed. I would say my manager was my lesbian sister.
Got it.
She managed me,
Yes.
and she was my bodyguard. And then
So is she a self-proclaimed butch? You said earlier my scissor sister is
she's
butch.
STEM. She considers herself STEM.
STEM. Can you tell me what that is?
Like Tom Girl.
Tom girl. Okay, so not big and butchy like
Yeah.
like what heterosexual people like
Yeah.
myself, I guess, think of when we go, oh,
Yeah.
what? That's a bull or a.
But
you
she
know.
could change. She could change your oil on your tires, and I could stand over and be like, "Why do you do it?"
Got it. Okay.
Like we are such like she is the boy and I am the girl.
Yeah, I think that's great. But I really like and I appreciate the fact that you decided to come on tonight with me. I have no doubt this is going to open up many, many, many more questions and stuff that I have for that I might have, or that my viewers or listeners might have. Is there a place that people can go to find you on, whether it be Twitter or what's the thing we were talking about earlier?
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, TikTok
TikTok.
or anything. Is there a place where people can go to if they want to get in contact with you, or maybe book you for a show? Because I'm telling you, after they see this, why not have Sasha Mess come and do do a show for you?
absolutely.
I mean, I would like them to be able to get in touch with you, and I can have them just get in touch with me and then pass it on. But it's a lot better if they have a place they can get you at.
I mean, if they can start. I mean, they can get to me through TikTok, which is at what is my TikTok?
Feel free to pull it up. I'm going to go ahead, and for people that don't know about the 2 Penny hotline, there is a phone number that people can call here. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. Feel free to jot it down, because that way, anytime you are feeling like you want to call into the show, you want to talk to us, you want to leave messages, topics, ideas, stuff like that. If you have a question for Sasha Mess, please tell me. I'll make sure I get it on there.
Absolutely.
I know that on my screen, the phone number shows up as backwards. I'm interested to see what it's going to show up on here. Let's see.
So my TikTok is Sully SULLI 121980. You can add me on the TikTok,
Okay.
and then you can email me, notify me through there if you want me to go on the show or do it, like anything you want.
Mhm.
Anything you want. Well, within reason, not anything you want.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I will link your TikTok
Okay.
onto the show notes when
Okay.
I do the audio release on Friday.
Okay.
For anybody that actually tuned in tonight, they're getting to see it live tonight, and I'm sure that some people will. I'm going to go in and edit the broadcast, the front, since we were trying to figure it out at the first of it,
Yeah.
to where it's a little bit better, and then I'll get links to you, and you can share those wherever you may want to.
Okay.
Again, Miss Sasha Mess, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's
Thanks for having me.
yeah, absolutely. I was just like I'm also a co-host on a podcast in Florida
Yeah.
called the Unfiltered Podcast with St. Joe and the Keb, and they're great guys, good friends of mine, and that podcast comes out each and every Wednesday, and we record on Tuesday nights. So I know they're going to ask about this because I think Kev was actually tuning in tonight to watch as well, even though he's at a comedy show right now performing. He's like, oh, if you're going live, I want to watch. There's so many people that, as people hear the trains, I'm sorry, we live right next to there's a train, and I don't hear it until
Yes,
I'm
I'm actually poor, so
Yep,
we're doing
we are
this-
super poor people.
Yeah, we're doing this above the train station because I need to go to my next gig, which is down an alley.
That's right. And I'm going to go with her, and I'm going to find out if I can beat the 3-minute record, because I know, I don't know if, what's funny is somebody, and I know we would need to get out of here, and I apologize for keeping you long, but somebody asked me one time, they said, hey, what's your number? And I'm like, what's my number? What do you mean, what's my number? They're like, how much money would it take for you to suck a dick? And I said that like this Jersey guy. How much money would it take for you to put a dick in your mouth? And I said, well, you know what? I don't know if it'd be that much. I think it would be a number substantial. There are different things. My hand, hey, maybe maybe a few $1,000. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just not in dick. If I was, it'd be no big deal. But I mean, I'd be like, yo, got you, bro. Hold on. If it was for medical science reasons, free, because I believe in saving people. But there's nothing wrong with giving your homeboy a hand job.
Me being a nurse, I'm gonna be like, my name is Nurse Sasha. I'm doing this to save your life. I'm doing this double fisted to save your life.
I'm hooking you up because I need to. I'm going skiing.
Like, let's just do the circle. Let me get around, do the circle all the way around.
That's weird. Don't do the circle thing. You might get it in your eyes. It causes pink eye.
Oh, that shit burns.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, don't ask me how I know, but I do know. Anyway, so somebody said, what's your number for the blowjob? Like to put a dick in my mouth. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Are you asking, or is somebody else? Like somebody I like? Is it like Tom Cruise, who I know has a small penis, but he's cute? Or is it, I mean, who is it? I don't want, like, it's not going to be Ron Jeremy, because I'm going to have to suck on that thing for 17 days.
Ron Jeremy.
And it's so, I don't know what my number is for that, but everybody has a number. I don't care who you are. Even the straightest of straight arrows has a number. But my number for, somebody tapping my ass is also going to be a bigger number than the mouth. Because I'm not like, if you get one, you get all. I'm not a full service bar. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I don't know. Is there that stuff in the realm of, in the gay world, which is the same world as mine, but I'm asking you because you are educating me tonight. Are there those that are like, I love men, I love kissing men, cuddling men, touching men's dick, sucking men's dick, but nobody is fucking me in the ass?
Oh, yeah.
Is that okay? I mean, maybe it's not okay, but is that what is that considered? And like, if you went, like, let's say when you were still a single person and you met somebody like that, we'd be like, well, I guess it's a good thing. I like it. You can fuck me. But let's say they don't want to put it in somebody's butt, and they don't want it in their butt. What if they're anti-butt?
They're
Anti-booty. Anti-booty hole.
They're anti-booty hole.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever met a gay man who's anti-booty hole.
Okay.
I really have. I don't think I mean, I personally do not like topping a guy.
Got you.
That's what it's referred to.
You don't want to put your wang chung in a butt. I got you.
Yeah, it doesn't get me going.
Okay, it's not your thing.
I've never met a guy who's turned around and said, I don't want to fuck you.
Of course. Well, maybe you got a super cute butt.
I mean, that sounds completely fucking conceited.
I'm not humble, motherfucker.
Yeah, right?
I just have a nice ass.
Yeah, right? I'm not conceited. People just want to fuck me.
That's right. I agree. That's how I feel. I'm not conceited, but do you know ladies love Jay? I can't help it. No, I'm just kidding. They don't.
That was
They need to, though. Anyway, I'm just wondering because, I mean,
I know, like, I've heard stories of people hooking up with, like, guys and guys hooking up where, like, they were like, don't come on me. Where it was just like, in my head, I'm like, well, there's two guys. Like, how is that not going to happen? Yeah.
I've had that with a female.
Okay, but apparently it happens with a guy, guy on guy, too.
I get that. I
Let me
don't.
get a blanket.
I'm not a big.
Come on the blanket.
I'm not a huge fan of having it all over me either. I'm just not a fan of. Some people want to, God,
Like
get the
bathe in
more,
it?
the more the better. You know,
I guess you would call me a gruesome girl then.
a gruesome girl. You
I'm a
like
gruesome
you
girl.
you like it. I get it. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with anything if somebody likes it, as long as it's not hurting someone. And I really believe that. To be on an honest to goodness truth.
Purple rain.
Purple vein. It's yeah. If you like the purple vein rain all over you, call me Prince, motherfucker. I mean, I'm Rick James, bitch. I definitely think that
James, bitch.
that's right, rich bitch. So I mean, let your soul glow. Let it out.
Yeah,
Anyway,
right? You gonna learn today, motherfucker.
learn today, bitch. So anyway, but on the Unfiltered, when we have a guest that we really love and that we really enjoy talking to, and we get a lot of response, and I know this is going to. Kev likes to say we reserve the right to have you back as a guest. I don't even say reserve. I would love to have you back as a guest if you'd ever like to. And obviously I would like to, because tonight, who inspired this outfit that you are tonight? Because I know who I see when I look at it. When I see it, I look at Britney Spears and I think nothing but Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's kind of what inspires me.
Was it the Toxic video?
Yes, it was.
And it just makes,
like, yes!
let me tell you what.
Oh, I love it.
Toxic video. Britney Spears. God
bless that crazy
bless
bitch.
that crazy ass bitch. I have seen more naked Britney Spears on Instagram since her dictatorship is what I'll call it. Was released than I'd ever hoped for in my life. Now I will say this: I saw her roast beef years ago from a paparazzi picture, and I wasn't impressed. But the rest of her is fantastic. She's got a small hips, but she's got a nice booty for I mean she's. I don't know, 40, maybe 35, 30. I don't know.
We're the same age.
Same age. So
yeah, we're the same age. So we're 25.
25 years old. And looking no more than 25.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that I would love a chance to do this again. And maybe I can talk you into another outfit or another.
Oh, it would totally be. I would have different hair. It would be different.
I love this.
Different makeup.
And what I would really love, and I'm going to throw this out there publicly, I would love the chance to. I know that there are drag queen and there are gay and there are lesbian, there are queer podcasts out there. I'm not one of them, but I welcome anyone and everyone into my podcast, and I would like that to be reciprocated. But I would love it if you ever get a chance and you're with, your scissor sister or anybody. I would love to have a group chat like this. I think it would be fantastic. If you know of anybody that wants to come on the show or bring them on here, or even if we go somewhere and have a talk at like a studio somewhere, I'm down for that. I would love it because it's been a pleasure. Each and every Friday, I release a new episode of the Two Penny Podcast. So if you're listening and you like what you hear, we do appreciate you tuning in. I put the hotline number up there earlier. I'm going to put it up there one more time. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, you want to tell me to go fuck myself, you want to tell me, you want to see, you want dick pics, you want nudes, you want autographed dick pics, I will send them to you. All you got to do is call and ask. The number is 305-563-2342. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at the Two Penny, anytime and all the time, 24/7, 365. I am your full service, in your mouth podcaster, anytime and all the time. And so just, make sure you tune in each and every Friday for a new episode. I do appreciate it. This is the longest episode I've ever had. It might be also one of the funnest ones I've ever had. So make sure you check it out each and every Friday. So for Miss Sasha Mess, I'm Jay Jones. It's a Two Penny Podcast. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And that's it. Bye.
Bye.